What if I told you that Tom Cruise, the untouchable Hollywood legend, revealed a secret that completely shocked Ana de Armas, a secret so explosive it could change everything you thought you knew about him, and Hollywood itself, the moment it happened behind closed doors, nothing was ever the same again. You won't believe what happened next. It all began with one unexpected meeting, one private moment, and one secret that no one saw coming. Hollywood thrives on surprises, scandals, and whispers behind closed doors, but what allegedly unfolded between Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas has left fans around the world completely stunned. Two massive stars, two unstoppable careers, and a single moment that, according to insiders, quietly changed everything. Ana de Armas was at the peak of her career. From her breakout performance in Knives Out to her unforgettable role in No Time to Die, she had become one of Hollywood's brightest rising stars. With her charm, talent, and dedication, she was redefining what it meant to be a leading lady in the modern film industry. Independent, confident, and fearless, Ana was in total control of her path, capturing the admiration of fans and industry veterans alike. Every step she took seemed calculated to build her empire, and she was doing it with a grace and poise that few could match. Meanwhile, Tom Cruise remained a figure of awe and legend. Decades into his career, he continued to dominate the action genre, pulling off stunts that most people wouldn't even dream of attempting. From Mission Impossible to countless blockbuster hits, Tom's reputation as Hollywood's action king was unmatched. Beyond the fame, he wielded a level of influence and power in the industry that few could ever touch. Every move he made was watched, analyzed, and admired by millions. To the world, Tom was unstoppable, a man whose life seemed larger than reality itself. Their paths crossed during a private, high-profile industry gathering in Europe, a setting designed for networking, collaboration, and celebration. On the surface, it appeared to be just another event where stars would exchange pleasantries, share laughs, and take part in industry discussions. Two professionals, each at the top of their game, meeting out of mutual respect and admiration, or so everyone thought. But behind the polished smiles and public appearances, something far more intriguing unfolded. What happened behind closed doors reportedly caught Ana de Armas completely off guard. Sources suggest it was a secret, something deeply personal about Tom Cruise, that few people outside his inner circle had ever seen. Not a scandal, not a gossip headline, something entirely unexpected that showed a side of the Hollywood legend that most fans would never imagine. From that private conversation onward, the dynamic quietly shifted. Ana, known for her independence and self-awareness, reportedly began to see the industry and even some of its most powerful figures in a new light. Tom, meanwhile, maintained his composed, larger-than-life persona, but the moment hinted that even someone as seemingly untouchable as him carried complexities and secrets behind the scenes. That meeting may have lasted only minutes, but insiders say its impact lingered far longer. It wasn't dramatic or confrontational. It was subtle, almost invisible to the outside world, yet powerful enough to create a ripple effect that influenced how both stars approached their careers and personal lives. One private revelation, one shocked reaction, one quiet shift that no cameras captured, but that Hollywood will never forget. Now, before the gossip mills start spinning, let's be absolutely clear: this story isn't about a Hollywood romance scandal or a scripted drama scene. What reportedly shocked Ana de Armas wasn't about love, attraction, or the usual celebrity headlines. It was something far deeper, far more personal, a revelation about Tom Cruise himself, a side of him that very few people outside his closest circle have ever seen. According to industry insiders and whispers from those who have been near the situation, the moment happened during a private conversation at that high high-profile gathering. Tom, known worldwide as the fearless action star who seems to defy death and gravity on screen, apparently opened up in a way that few ever hear about. He spoke about the immense pressure, relentless scrutiny, and personal sacrifices behind the image the world adores. On screen, audiences see him running from explosions, performing jaw-dropping stunts, and exuding unshakable confidence. But what most fans, and even colleagues, rarely witness is the hidden cost of that perfection, the emotional strain, the isolation, and the constant expectation to maintain a flawless persona, day in and day out. What allegedly left Ana stunned was the level of control and structure that surrounds Tom's life. Sources suggest that every aspect of his personal and professional world is carefully monitored. Relationships, decisions, even simple choices are influenced by the machinery of his career and public image. Unlike the spontaneous, free-spirited Hollywood lifestyle many young actors embrace, Tom's reality is reportedly one of meticulous planning, scrutiny, and limited personal freedom. Every step has consequences, every interaction carries weight, and freedom becomes a rare luxury. For Ana, a rising star who has built her career on independence, authenticity, and creative freedom, hearing this revelation was reportedly unsettling. She has always been known for carving her own path, selecting roles that challenge her, taking bold career risks, and fiercely protecting her personal life from the spotlight. To hear that one of Hollywood's most powerful men, someone whose success seems almost untouchable, feels trapped within his own empire, must have been eye-opening. It's a stark reminder that behind the fame, even the greatest stars carry burdens the world rarely sees. The conversation, while polite and respectful, was far from ordinary. It reportedly left Ana thinking deeply about the hidden realities of Hollywood fame and the price of unparalleled success. She may have appeared composed outwardly, but insiders claim that the impact lingered, a quiet shift in perspective that made her reflect on her own choices, priorities, and the kind of career she wants to build. It's one of those moments that Hollywood rarely shows on camera, a fleeting private interaction, intimate in nature, with consequences that quietly ripple beneath the surface. One conversation, ending politely and almost invisibly, yet leaving an indelible mark on both parties, at least in perspective. In a world obsessed with gossip, rumors, and headline-making drama, this revelation stands apart. It's not flashy, it's not scandalous, but it's human, real, and deeply thought, provoking a reminder that even the biggest stars can struggle in ways most of us would never imagine. And for Ana, it was a moment that reportedly reshaped how she views not only Tom Cruise but the broader landscape of Hollywood itself. Soon after that private meeting, fans and industry insiders began noticing something subtle yet unmistakable, a shift in Ana de Armas' public presence. Once known for her warmth, charm, and willingness to speak about fellow actors, she suddenly appeared more reserved when it came to mentioning Tom Cruise. No posts on social media, no interviews praising him, no hints of potential collaborations, nothing. It wasn't a dramatic feud, it wasn't public confrontation, it wasn't headline-grabbing gossip. Instead, it was something quieter, almost invisible to the outside world, yet deeply meaningful. It was a silent distance. Sources close to Ana suggest that this choice was deliberate. The private conversation with Tom, where she reportedly learned about the immense pressures, isolation, and constraints behind his legendary career, seemed to spark a period of reflection for her. She began asking herself critical questions. What kind of Hollywood future does she want? Does she want to chase fame at all costs, risking personal freedom and peace of mind? Or does she want to carve a path that balances career success with personal autonomy and authenticity? For someone as thoughtful and independent-minded as Ana, this moment may have been quietly transformative. Ana's subsequent career choices appear to reflect this internal shift. While Tom Cruise continued his unstoppable trajectory in the action world, performing death-defying stunts, commanding global box office attention, and maintaining his legendary status, Ana pivoted toward roles that offered substance over spectacle. She leaned into projects that allowed her to showcase emotional depth, to have creative input, and to retain a sense of agency over her work. Instead of simply being part of blockbuster machines, Ana chose stories that aligned with her values and her vision as an artist. Her approach wasn't about competition or defiance. It was about self-preservation and strategic growth. In Hollywood, where image, perception, and alliances can make or break a career, choosing quiet independence over public attention is a bold move, one that reflects a deep understanding of personal priorities. For Ana, the private revelation from Tom may have served as a reminder that no amount of fame is worth compromising one's freedom and creative voice. Over time, the contrast between their paths became even clearer. Tom Cruise continued to operate within a meticulously maintained empire where every action is scrutinized, every move calculated, and perfection is expected at all times. Meanwhile, Ana de Armas pursued a trajectory defined by fearless independence, taking risks on roles that challenged her, working with creators who respected her autonomy, and cultivating a career on her own terms. This divergence isn't about success versus failure. Both stars remain at the top of their game. It's about approach, philosophy, and values. One thrives in a kingdom built on precision, control, and an almost mythical public image. The other rises through authenticity, emotional courage, and the pursuit of creative freedom. It's a quiet but powerful story of choices, priorities, and the unseen dynamics of Hollywood life. Fans may never witness the private moments that spark such shifts, but the effects are clear. Ana de Armas' career and public persona reflect a conscious decision to honor her voice, freedom, and individuality, even when faced with the allure of legendary status and unparalleled fame. In the world of glitz, glamour, and constant scrutiny, this silent distance tells a story far more compelling than any public drama, a story of personal clarity, courage, and the quiet power of choosing one's own path. In Hollywood, secrets don't stay hidden for long. Rumors, whispers, and behind-the-scenes stories often spread faster than the latest blockbuster trailers. Yet, some moments remain almost invisible to the public eye, quietly shaping perceptions, careers, and personal choices. This particular private encounter between Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas became one of those rare off-camera stories that insiders couldn't stop talking about. And what makes it so compelling isn't scandal, gossip, or flashy headlines. It's something far deeper, something entirely human. This was a story of vulnerability, a moment where the untouchable action hero, Tom Cruise, allowed himself to be seen in a way that few ever witness. The man who seems fearless on screen, performing jaw-dropping stunts and commanding global adoration, reportedly shared a glimpse of the pressure, isolation, and emotional weight he carries behind his perfect public image. For many, it's hard to imagine that someone so powerful, so admired, could feel trapped or burdened. And yet, in that private moment, he did. On the other side, Ana de Armas Hollywood's rising starlet, known for her bold choices and independent spirit, saw firsthand the hidden cost of such legendary status. She reportedly realized that even immense success can come with invisible chains, loss of personal freedom, constant scrutiny, and the expectation to maintain perfection at all times. For Ana, whose career is built on authenticity and creative independence, this insight was eye-opening. It highlighted the sacrifices some make to achieve stardom, and it quietly reinforced her own values and priorities. Many insiders believe that this single conversation left a lasting impact on both of them. For Tom, it was a rare moment of honesty, a brief glimpse of vulnerability shared with someone outside his inner circle, a side that the world rarely sees. For Ana, it became a moment of clarity, confirming what she already valued, that true stardom should never come at the cost of freedom, autonomy, and personal peace. In that sense, the encounter was transformative, not in the way tabloids might imagine, but in the subtle, profound way that influences personal choices and perspectives. What makes this story even more fascinating is that neither of them ever addressed it publicly. There were no interviews discussing the private exchange, no denials, no confirmations, no carefully worded statements to manage perception, nothing, just silence, and in Hollywood, silence is often louder than any headline. It leaves room for speculation, intrigue, and reflection, and in this case, it speaks volumes about the respect, discretion, and professionalism both stars maintain. This quiet, almost invisible moment reminds us that behind the glamour and glitz of Hollywood lies a deeply human reality. Stars are not just characters on a screen, they are people with fears, pressures, and vulnerabilities that the world rarely sees. A simple conversation, held in privacy, can reveal truths that are far more powerful than public drama, awards, or box office numbers. It's a reminder that the real stories often happen off camera, in quiet moments that shape lives, choices, and futures. Sometimes, the most profound stories aren't shouted from the rooftops. They are whispered, experienced, and reflected upon, and their impact lingers long after the cameras stop rolling. This was one of those stories. A quiet human moment that left a mark not just on Ana de Armas and Tom Cruise, but on everyone who glimpses the hidden costs of fame, the sacrifices of success, and the power of understanding and choice. So, what truly shocked Ana de Armas? It wasn't a dramatic scandal, it wasn't a public controversy, and it certainly wasn't the kind of headline-grabbing gossip that floods tabloids. What left a lasting impression on her was something far subtler and far more profound. It was the realization that unlimited fame, wealth, and recognition can come with invisible chains. Behind the lights, cameras, and applause, there is a cost that most fans never see. It's the cost of sacrifice, isolation, and the relentless pressure to maintain a flawless public image. For Ana, this revelation became a moment of clarity. She saw that even someone as seemingly untouchable as Tom Cruise, a global icon, a living legend, experiences boundaries and limitations imposed by fame. And that knowledge strengthened her own sense of purpose and self-awareness. It reminded her why she has always chosen to maintain independence, control, and authenticity in her career. From that moment onward, Ana reportedly became even more committed to selecting roles that challenge her creatively, allow her to express her voice, and reflect her personal values. She focused on stories that matter to her, rather than those dictated solely by industry expectations or the pressures of fame. Her approach to life and career reflects a deliberate choice to balance success with personal freedom. Ana fiercely protects her private life, carefully curates her public appearances, and navigates Hollywood on her own terms. She demonstrates that it's possible to rise to the top while maintaining autonomy and integrity, a rare combination in an industry built on constant scrutiny and competition. Every bold role she chooses, every project she undertakes, is a statement of self, possession, and control. Meanwhile, Tom Cruise continues to operate at an entirely different level of intensity. He breaks box office records, risks life and limb for breathtaking stunts, and maintains an almost mythic reputation in Hollywood. Every performance, every public appearance, every press event reinforces the legendary image he has cultivated over decades. His career is a testament to ambition, discipline, and extraordinary resilience. Yet, as Ana learned, even the most successful and powerful figures carry the weight of constraints that the public rarely perceives. Fame, while glamorous, is rarely free. What makes this story so compelling is the contrast between the two stars' paths. Both are exceptionally talented. Both are at the pinnacle of their respective careers, but the ways they navigate fame and personal choice are remarkably different. Tom thrives within a carefully controlled empire, meticulously maintaining his public persona. Ana thrives by embracing freedom, authenticity, and creative exploration. One path is defined by perfection, discipline, and global recognition. The other is defined by personal agency, growth, and emotional depth. And the real shock, it wasn't the words spoken during that private encounter. It wasn't the revelation itself. What was truly eye-opening was what it revealed about the hidden price of being unstoppable in Hollywood, the sacrifices, the limits, and the invisible chains that accompany legendary fame. It's a story not just about two stars, but about the choices we all face when chasing success, whether to prioritize image and recognition or freedom and authenticity. In the end, one quiet, unassuming conversation became a pivotal moment, a reminder that behind every legendary career, there is a human being navigating pressures, expectations, and the delicate balance between personal freedom and public adoration. It's a story that resonates far beyond Hollywood, revealing the true cost of greatness.